Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Service Without Excuses podcast. We hope you're having an awesome day, and I appreciate you being here as always. If you haven't gotten a chance, feel free to subscribe. Go to robmlyon.com. We got a bunch of free content on there that really help you. And if you're watching us on YouTube or wherever else you're listening to this at, again, please feel free to subscribe. We really do appreciate. We could not do it without you, and you guys are the real reason we do these podcasts continually over and over. Now over 112 episodes, and it might not seem like much compared to others, but in this business, that's a lot. And I thank you for giving me the energy to, of course, do these. I continue to do these when I took a little bit of some time off to work on some other issues I got going on. So, guys, this podcast today, we're going to talk about one of the questions I actually had from one of my listeners. And the question was, help, I'm losing, my fence is falling down. Exactly. Actually, it was help, my fence is falling down. And I thought, you know what? What does that mean by your, oh, wait a minute. I always talk to my clients about the fence they build around their customers and their clients. And if the fence starts to tip a little bit, now everybody's had this probably in their backyard at some point in time. Fence may have gone through a windstorm, a tree may have fell on it. Hell, it just might be falling apart. It happens. But in business terms, I say, where is your fence lying? And I say, is it just slightly down? Is it going down a little bit further, or is that sucker down on the ground right now? And you got a big hole, and the dog could probably run through, as well as every other animal on the planet, through your backyard at this point in time. And this person said to me, help, my fence is completely fallen down. So I understood where they were coming from after thinking about it for a second. And I thought about this. What are some good ideas if you seem to be losing more customers than you're bringing in? You're seeing a rapid rate of attrition. Now, attrition, if you've not heard me talk about it before, is the rate of customers that are going out versus what's coming in. So the faster the rate of attrition, the faster customers are going out versus what's coming in. If it's a slower rate of attrition, it's the slower that customers are going out versus what's coming in. Of course, you want to be in the lower side of that. You prefer to have no attrition, but that's not in the real world. You're going to have people that no matter what, maybe used you once and they are not going to use you again. And that's just attrition. It's all has to be factored into that. So I thought about 3 things that they could do to really help with their business right now they could implement. Number one, the gold is in your list. We've talked about that. Dan Kennedy spoke about this. A lot of iconic people have always used the term, the gold is in your list. Well, your list is your customers that you're working with. You obviously, if you've listened to me at all, you know I don't just say collect their phone number. I say you have to collect their email. We have about a 97% rate in our service company of collecting emails. So it's very important because we can market to them through 2 different mediums with 2 different messages. And that's where I'm going to go with this here in a second. If you have your list and you have it in a good CRM program like Marcade or Service Titan or some of the stuff actually we're going to be putting out soon, I think is going to be an unbelievable game changer that I'm working on with a developer and a group right now that's going to be an all-in-one encompassing system. More on that down the line. But it's going to encompass everything that you're going to need to run your business, and you're going to have to do basically nothing. It's going to be done for you type of program with CRM interacting where you'll have full access to your CRM program, all your scheduling, all your stuff. That's again for another day. 3 things you can do right now that I can think of. You can do a combination of SMS, which is your text messages, emails, and DM. And DM stands for 2 things, direct mail or direct message. And I'll get into more direct message on the farther part of this podcast. SMS is when you send a message through your CRM program to your current client base. Now, I will say if they're going back more than 3 to 5 years, it's probably going to be a little bit harder. So you may want to put them in a separate CRM message. Something like, we've lost out on, we've missed you, we've lost out, how's everybody doing? Things like that you could put in the SMS text because they're so far out in the past. They could be 3, they could be 5 years or further, depending on the size of your business. So they're long distance customers. That's what I like to call them, long distance customers. Your email is something you can send to everybody you should be sending on a regular basis. But let's just say you haven't been doing that. Email should go out pretty much once a month. Now, we skip some periods at the time of the year just because it's not beneficial to run them, which is right now toward the winter. But as we're going into around the middle of this month, people will start receiving email to our client base. We in our business do it once a month. That's what we've done. We've done it every quarter in the past. We're doing it once a month this year with new offers and new incentives to our customers and clients to utilize our services and, of course, receive some rewards for that in the same process. One of the things we do is reward clients for referring us to their friends and family members. The same thing we'd pay to anybody else, a commercial cleaning company, a contractor, a referral partner, a joint venture, if you want to call it. they're all people would refer, but we refer and actually compensate people referral reward for just referring our services. That's a big thing. And you could promote that through your email, through your SMS, and through your direct mail. I often get asked what I think about direct mail, and I have a colleague I actually want to have on the podcast at some point in time at deals specialty with direct mail in service businesses, and I think he'd be a great guest, and he will be coming up. I'm sure of that. But direct mail is still an extremely powerful media. Now, it's not as powerful to acquiring new clients as it is to retain the people that you have. Now, hear me out when I say this. People like things in their hand. I know we're the digital age. I know if you look over here at my library, there's a lot of books and programs and DVDs and everything else that you've probably seen at other points in time on the podcast or any type of live thing I've done. But I catalog everything digital today because I just don't have room. I run out of my bookshelves in order to put stuff on this. So I like digital. However, just like when you pick up your cell phone and you're gonna talk to somebody, you have something in your hand, something physical. There's some real benefit to direct message or direct mail when it comes to that. People like stuff in their hands. Now, the problem has been in the last 4 or 5 years, I've seen a major increase in direct mail, which is good for the direct mail people. No harm intended. However, it's minimized the effect to the people that are there. My suggestion is you get on your direct mail, and that's the easiest thing I think to implement right now to your current client base to keep the fence standing straight up. You heard it right here. Direct mail to me is the best thing you can do to keep people up. And when I say direct mail, I'm not talking about just a postcard. I'm talking about a regular card. I'm talking, if it is a postcard, it's a large postcard. It's got a great message onto it. They know it's you. Do you know that you've had a past or current relationship with them, and they want to do business with you? So I like direct mail a lot. Again, you have to define that message and the type that you're going to send, but I think it's great. I think products like 3D mail are incredibly effective in conjunction with your traditional mail. If you've never heard me talk about 3D mail, you're mailing people literally like a soap bar, but it's a fake soap bar, or you're mailing them a foot and it says, "Can I get your foot in the door?" or something along those lines. I've used this stuff in the past, by the way, to build up a disaster restoration company in Staten Island, New York, doing nothing but writing sales letters and putting direct mail in with those sales letters using 3D mail. I love the guys. It's nothing but inexpensive stuff you can put in the mail for a really reasonable rate, and it gets to the door and makes things. That's all part of direct mail. I think that'll give you the biggest impact to your current client base. And then, of course, email, which you should be doing regularly anyway. Again, consider that doing it monthly. And SMS, which you should probably do something as well once a month. It could be a different message. Make sure they're not the same thing. Make sure you change them up. I have to say that because I had a client that kept sending the same thing every month. And he was like, "My results aren't good." Of course they're not good. They're seeing the same thing every month. They're used to seeing the same message. That's like a spam caller coming in on your phone and it says spam. And you're like, "Oh God, not again." That's exactly the feeling your customers get. So that's something I would do. Social current. So you can, of course, we're big on doing social media. We built New Jersey's best completely on social media. In fact, on Facebook in particular, and then Google, and then of course Instagram, Twitter, and other mediums now that we're on to as well. I think it's a great way, on top of which, if you are friendly with some of your clients, especially on Facebook, you can send them a direct message. Say, "Hey, I don't know if you've had them done lately. Sorry, we haven't heard from you." Any kind of message that's going to get them back in the fold, and just say, "Let you know, we're running for our current clients only." And you need to specifically say our current clients only. This special, we know you're in here. I have you in our profile. Just wanted to make sure you knew about it. If you have any questions, you want to consider scheduling something or booking something or anything at all, to reach out to us, and that creates an engagement. Social media is all about engagement. So I would definitely look that route when it comes to it. It is a great medium. It's a quick medium. You can get things out right now. You can create customer jobs right now. I think it's a great way. I also like consistent posting. Consistent posting means, for the longest time, we did 7-day-a-week posting, and they were organic. When I mean organic, I mean I wrote them and posted them and shared them every day, 7 days a week for the first near 3 years of my business. It paid dividends. It was great. I also got on a lot of local groups, and I was able to share my content on local community groups, which, of course, quickly started to grow my base. These are things you can do. And you're not going to get, you have to get into the group, get invited. And a lot of times the moderators are going to accept your content or not accept your content. When I mean content, I mean by post. But it's worth trying. You can get things out very quickly. I've gotten jobs to fill up my schedule by doing nothing more than a little bit of a social media campaign and getting things out over a period of 3 days when things were tied to one another. Say, I mean, for all those that were too busy yesterday or didn't see it, I don't want you to miss out on the special. Things that can tie together, 3-step campaigns, as Dan Kennedy teaches in magnetic marketing, always 3-step campaigns when you're trying to do something. It's never going to be 1 touch point, 2 touch points. It's always going to be at least 3 touch points or more, depending on what you're trying to offer. So that's my thing on social media. And then, my friends, is old school. Thinking, Rob, what is old school? Old school is simply picking up the phone and saying, hi, this is Rob with New Jersey's Best Services. How are you? Hey, I just wanted to let you know you're a value client. We really appreciate the opportunity with you. And I just want to let you know we have this special going on right now. We are offering this service right now. And maybe you might need it, or maybe your friend or family member might need it. Just keep in mind, we have a great referral reward system. If you, in fact, don't need it, but you know somebody else that does, these are things you can tell your clients. Now, here I'm giving out all the secrets of our own service business, but I don't care. If it works for you, it works for you. I don't care. It works for us. I'm not trying to rule the world. You have to use these things carefully. Make sure they're in your current client base and their existing customers. In every state in the United States, it varies differently depending on how often you're allowed to contact them. So it might be a year, and if you've gone more than a year, you can't contact them through phone call because there's anti-spamming laws and things like that in place, and every state again is different. So if you're, check out what your state, find out what your regulations are, and see where you can and how you can do these phone calls onto it. I could tell you they work very good. Even when I was in the franchising world, the number one way to get retention on customers was using a national call center that called people. Now, it's been a long time. Okay. So that's back 2005. I started my first business. So that's changed a little bit, but it still works. It would not be the last thing I would use in this system because we have so many other tools versus what we had in 2005 in order to get people back in the base. So guys, these are just some real simple, real easy, 3 different examples of it with detail that explain to you how you can take that fence and raise it back up. And you can grab the rope like a lasso around it and start pulling that fence back up to get all of your clients back in the fold. We hope this helps for you. Again, thank you so much. I'm going to be on a great podcast with a friend of mine, Chris Hanna, coming up. You get a chance, check him out on LinkedIn. It's Chris Hanna, ChrisHanna, and he deals with a lot of human resources stuff and hiring, find the right candidates. And I'm really excited to do this because I want to have Chris likewise on my podcast to talk more about this. This is something that's very important and every business needs to know. Not every little business, every big business, every business. So guys, thanks again for watching and listening to the Service Without Excuses podcast. Again, please feel free to subscribe, like it, go to our website, robmline.com. We'll even send you a free mini course on 5 things every service business owner needs to know now. Going into 2023, guys, this is important stuff. And it's amazing. I took the top 5 things that service business owners were not super aware of, or they were aware of, but in a small area. And I put them in a program. We're going to send it to you free of charge just by signing up for our email list. It's about a $57 value. Comes with digital workbook as well. And that's all it is. And we hope you get some value from it and you're able to help and grow your service company. Have a great day, guys. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.